I've got my beady little eye on you. Hi and welcome back to the Polymer Clay channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make lots of different beads in lots of different styles. So I've got into beading and I suddenly thought I could actually make some. And when I started making them in lots of different styles. So I thought I would film it and show you how I did it. So here we go. Thanks for watching the tutorial. So I'm going to show you what they look like now, but I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to put them up in kind of like a video form. And the reason why I could do that is because it is so difficult to film beads and get me in shot and the beads in shot and my hands and everything. It's all over the place. And before you know it, it looked like a makeup tutorial. So yeah, and I'm not here for that. So I'm going to show you the videos now and I'm going to talk through them. So this one I really liked. It had kind of like an odd shape. I purposely didn't make them round. I wanted them to have a really weird shape, so I put little marks in them and then didn't roll them completely round. And then when you saw I actually put the mica powder in, it had kind of like an iridescent sort of look, which was just really pretty, and it had kind of like a sort of a purpley look to it in some parts of the light, which really picked up on its odd shape. And I don't know what it is about something that isn't quite right, and you know from my channel that's exactly what I love. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. That was they're kind of small, so they're kind of like seed beads, just a tiny bit bigger, so you'd have to put other beads with them, but I think they would look really pretty on a bracelet or a little necklace or even some earrings. So let's look at the next one. This is the teal one with the gold leaf. I absolutely love this. Now the mix of these two colours together, teal and also gold, is just one of my favourites. I don't know what it is, but I just love the way it looks. And then as I was putting the gold leaf on, I thought, yeah, it needs a bit more and a bit more. And I have got a tendency to be sort of over the top, and all of a sudden it's just covered in gold. And I'm a bit like that with glitter as well. So I really enjoyed doing this one. And I wanted it to have a little bit more of pizzazz. So I wanted it to have like a little bit of glitter, but not too much. So it literally catches the light here and there, just as you're wearing it. And I'm kind of thinking that these ones are all going to be sort of, I'm imagining them all to be bracelets. I don't wear a lot of necklaces, but I'm going to try and make some really nice, pretty long ones at some point. And I'm going to try and see if I can, I don't know, make some lanyards or something like that. I wear a lanyard at work, so I was like, well, maybe I can make one out of beads. So that was kind of my inspiration for this, but yeah. So let's look at the ones that went from blue to gold, or like a pink gold. Yeah, I wanted to show how powerful mica powder was. So I used a really dark blue and then decided to use a really nice gold effect, sort of rose pinky colour, which is many colours, but yeah, I wanted to show you how amazing mica powder is. So they do really well at covering up different colours, and I found I wanted to just sort of give it a try with a lighter colour to a darker colour and see how I got on, and they did really well. And I think even when the mica powder does come off a little bit, I don't think it's going to look bad. I think the two colours that will go really well together, and I just love them. I wanted to make them quite simple because obviously the others I'm going to show you in a little while are, wow, out of this world. So yeah, these ones are quite basic and could be used for spacer beads. So talking about spacer beads, these are the next ones. So I did these with translucent clay, and I didn't know if they'd turn out any good, to be honest. I wanted to make some real tiny beads just to see how small I could actually make them, and I actually did okay with these ones. Just made a little ball and then literally popped it in my dotting tool and away it went. And some of them I didn't even pierce the other side because I didn't want to get it stuck, or I didn't want to squish them all again. So yeah, I actually did alright with that one, and they've turned out really pretty. When they're actually baked, they have this sort of glass effect, like sea glass, so I really love them. So that's those ones. Now moved on to the other beads that I've got that are very small, and this was the one that I did with the dark green. Now it doesn't look dark green on screen, I don't think, but it's kind of like an iridescent sort of colour. It's really pretty. And then I decided to jazz it up a little bit with some more of that glitter that I used on one of the other beads, and I think it did really well. And it just catches the light as you twist them around, and I just think it looks really pretty. So again, this is a normal kind of like round bead, really simple. And again, if you had enough of them, you'd make it on its own into a bracelet, or you could just pair it up with a different colour and make it even longer. Okay, so this one, well, you're going to know this because I absolutely love it. And this was the one I was talking about before. So I didn't know this would turn out like this. I thought it would be not as great, and it has turned out fantastic. These beads catch the light in absolutely every direction possible, and I just love them so much. The reason I'm looking down, because I've actually got them in my hand here, the reason why I want to test this out is because this is one of the cheaper glitters that I've bought in a pack, and I will link them in the description below. And I weren't sure how they were going to fare in the oven, and I thought I would just give them a go. I've made so many of these that I definitely have to do something with them, otherwise they're just going to end up in a bag somewhere. I have to use them because they are covered in now what is my favourite glitter ever. So the next ones, these were done with the insert that I'd pre-baked. Now I really like this design. No, they didn't turn out perfectly. No, they weren't perfectly round. So my idea came from Pandora beads, and they've got that metal insert in the middle. Now my beads did not turn out anywhere near the idea of a Pandora bead by any stretch of the imagination, but I wanted to try and see if you could make something that was really sturdy in the middle and you could keep the shape of the hole that you wanted in the bead. So ideally this could work if you wanted to make a structure for the inside of your beads and then have a really fancy design on the outside that would require you to squish it a little bit. The hole wouldn't move then. So that was the idea for that one. So I really enjoyed that. I did it twice because I wanted to try out different styles. I wanted to try out different patterns. This is the next one, and it has the teal again with the gold on it, and I really like the design of it because because it was so random, it just turned out really pretty. So the idea of these ones is that they've got a bigger hole because then they can fit onto things like leather, for necklaces or even bracelets again, that sort of thing. Or you could even make keychains out of them. So you could thread some beads on a keychain and then have a really nice decoration. So these ones were done very similar to the other ones that I just showed you that were round. And I'm looking down because I've got them in my hand here. They've kind of got a really sort of iridescent look to it as well, because they've got the translucent clay in them as well. So I put the translucent clay in most things today. But I think it does give a really good effect afterwards. So yeah, the last ones, I really like these, but they became my least favourite when I did my other sparkly ones. So although I did these ones actually first in the video, they became my least favourite, which is really weird. So again, I did these ones with the inserts. I wanted to try a different pattern, and I decided to do a similar design like I did with the round ones, and I do like them. They've come out good. But I'll have to say these aren't now my favourite. The design is literally quite random, and I'm looking at it now, it has like a swirly design with a little bit of silver in it. And the idea of it is literally so that you can thread them up onto leather or something thicker, even a belt. You know, these things, these beads with the inserts work really well for that. So it gives you the opportunity to put more pressure on the bead, make markings as well. That would also work. So there you go. So there's lots of beads in one video. If you're interested in seeing what I do make with these beads, please let me know and I will do a part 2 to this video. So this is how you make lots of really pretty beads from Polymer Clay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. So I've decided that I've got into, and then someone goes in their garage, and then I have an itchy ear. Someone out there that sounds like Kermit the Frog. So this is just going to be an editing nightmare, isn't it? Oh, blah 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 blah. Doing the oh dear, cover, oh dear, and I'm colouring and I'm covering and oh my goodness. These were here we go. So what am I talking about? I wait for the fire engines and their police cars and give pizzazz, I suppose. Just a bit of pizzazz. What are you talking about? So to finish,